Good morning slash afternoon. I had a comment for Congressman Scott ahead of in the midst of the negotiations regarding the shutdown appropriations. Okay, so I'm seeing here that the Republicans are trying to pass a quote clean stopgap funding measure. Basically, they want to do a CR through it looks like November without actually negotiating anything on a bipartisan basis with the Democrats. And I strongly urge him to reject this measure. I understand that nobody's like wanting a shutdown per se, but there is too much insanity going on with the appropriations process and just the separation of powers in general for Congressman Scott to go along with a purely partisan funding measure, even if it's meant to be a stopgap. I also wanted to voice my support for the Democrats trying to get the ACA subsidies renewed past December as part of their negotiations. I think that is great. But finally, what I wanted to bring up to Congressman Scott is that really, at the end of the day, there is no point in doing bipartisan negotiations with the Republicans for any appropriation bill or CR, stopgap funding, whatever. None of that really matters because what's happening is the executive branch is not so much dealing with the appropriations process as it's written by Congress, but going back later and rescinding funds that have already been appropriated, or doing like the pocket rescission thing, or illegally using IEPA to do taxes and tariffs that the executive is not authorized to do. Several courts have already stopped this. However, what is happening now is that the Supreme Court is either temporarily allowing the pocket rescission, which is essentially going to make it happen because of timing reasons, but also is agreed to take up the tariff case this fall. And I think we can all see where this is going. So we can bipartisan negotiate with Republicans all the days long. You guys could get an amazing deal, but unless the Supreme Court is brought into line, it's not going to matter. And so what I'm asking Congressman Scott to do is to work with his Democratic colleagues to invoke the exceptions clause of the Constitution, which gives Congress the ability to limit the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. They need to limit the Supreme Court's jurisdiction on appropriations, even if it's just on FY26 appropriations specifically, or taxes specifically, or it's like time-based, like through 2026 or whatever. Did that all make sense, and was there anything I needed to clarify?
All right. Thank you so much. I have it all written down, and I will make sure that the congressman gets this message.
Okay, thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.